I'd like to read from a short section of our book. We have been reading a book called Roar of the Ganges. We just read a few pages at a time, and even in spite of such a short amount of pages to read, we've made a considerable way through this book. Looks like about halfway, exactly. This book takes place in India, where we follow the book's author, Swami Tadatmananda, in his journey to become a Swami, to become a spiritual renunciant. At the time, his name was Mark, and Mark was a graduate of computer science and engineering, and he was married, but his wife had left him because she was unhappy with him. And this left a big void, which he found fulfilled by the spiritual pursuit. And in that pursuit, he was led to Rishikesh, a city in North India, on the banks of the Ganges, from where the book gets its name. The Ganges are a very spiritual river in India, known in Sanskrit as the Ganga. This chapter is called Seeking Within. Thursday, March 16th. The following day, a visitor in faded jeans, carrying a small backpack, entered through the ashram gate. To my delight, it was Richard. Before we parted at the restaurant in Lakshman Jula last week, I had invited him to come for a visit. When I went to greet him, he gave me an odd look of exasperation. "Richard," I exclaimed, reaching out to clasp my hand. "Don't touch me," he said. "My hands are filthy." The maniacal kid driving my auto rickshaw decided to take a shortcut. We got stuck in a ditch of stinking water, and I had to help push his vehicle out. Do you realize how much those three-wheelers weigh? I took Richard to my room so he could wash. He emerged from the bathroom saying, "India drives me crazy sometimes. How can you stand it?" "You get used to it. Eventually," I said with a laugh. We sat in my room chatting about our latest adventures. Richard had just returned from a short trip to the nearby holy city of Haridwar. When I mentioned that Swami Dayananda had arrived here yesterday, he remarked that a brahmachari, a student he met at the Sivananda ashram, had spoken very highly of Swami Dayananda. Richard asked if he could meet him. We found Swami Dayananda sitting on his porch, curled up on a cushion as usual, but now wearing reading glasses. He was sorting through a huge pile of mail that had awaited his arrival. He opened and read each letter, setting a few aside to be answered later, and dictating his replies to Swami Prakash, who sat before him with a pen and paper in hand. Richard and I sat quietly behind Vijay and others who were waiting for Swami Dayananda to complete his work. Halfway through one letter, Swami Dayananda giggled and looked up with his impish twinkle in his eyes. "Listen to this," he said. "Beloved Swamiji, my name is Narayan. I am a 10-year-old boy. I am studying hard, but my grades are too much low. Father is being very angry to me. Mummy said you will give me one mantra for helping me get better grades. Please, Swamiji, give any mantra for passing my exams. Thanking you very kindly, your faithful devotee, Narayan." We all laughed riotously. Swami Dayananda who incidentally is the guru of Mark or Swami Tadatmananda, did not take the boy's letter lightly. He dictated a sensitive, supportive reply, including a mantra of Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge. Then he looked at the large stack of mail remaining and sighed. "This is too much." He set the heap aside. Swami Prakash gathered his notes and went to the office to type out replies. Swami Dayananda scanned the small group assembled and noticed Richard sitting at my side. "Swamiji," I said, "this is my friend Richard." "So, where are you from?" Swami Dayananda asked. "I have come from London," Richard answered. "I am staying at an ashram in Lakshman Jhula right now. I have been attending some classes at the Sivananda ashram and elsewhere, but I still have so many questions." Swami Dayananda studied Richard's face and said, "You can attend classes here if you like. I will be starting this evening." "Thank you, Swamiji," Richard replied enthusiastically. Swami Dayananda looked towards the mountains and leaned back on his cushion. "So, then what?" he uttered, inviting questions from those seated on the porch. Vijay seemed eager to pick up the thread of yesterday's discussion. "Swamiji," he said, "last night you were saying you met Yogi Ramaya, the disciple of Ramana Maharshi. What was he saying that was so helpful to you?" Swami Dayananda replied, "Yogi Ramaya taught me that Atma, the true self, is discovered through self-introspection by looking within and inquiring, 'Who am I?' He taught me to trace my thoughts back to their source. When I discovered they all arose from consciousness itself, I finally understood what the sages meant when they described Atma, the true self, as pure consciousness, Shuddha Chaitanya." Richard leaned forward, his eyes fixed on Swami Dayananda. "What exactly is Atma?" he asked. "Is it a person's soul?" "That depends on what you mean by soul," Swami Dayananda replied. "Soul is often defined as a divine part of you that dwells within your body until you die. But Atma is not a part of you. It is you. Atma is the unborn, undying consciousness that is the truth of your existence." "But," Richard countered, "I am a human being. I was born. I will die. How can I be Atma?" "See here, Richard. There is some confusion about what you refer to by the word I. Who are you? Are you a body? Are you a mind? A personality? Are you all of these parts stuck together?" Swami Dayananda noted Richard's puzzled expression. Picking up an unopened letter, he explained, "See this letter. It is an object seen by you. You are the seer of the letter. You know its presence here in my hand. So you have a relationship with this letter, a knower-known relationship. If anything is known to you, it is an object, and you are the knower of that object. Like your shirt, for instance. Is it the knower or the known?" "My shirt is known," Richard replied. "Known to whom?" "Known to me, I suppose." "So you are the knower, and your shirt is the known. Then what about your body? Knower or known?" In this context, I would have to say known. Very good. Now then, picture a tree in your mind, a very large tree, with many branches and thick foliage. Is that tree knower or known? Known. And that tree is a thought, is it not? Yes? So you know your thoughts. Of course. Do you also know your feelings, your emotions, like happiness and sadness? Yes, certainly. So even your thoughts and feelings are known to you. You have a knower-known relationship with them. So then, who is the knower of your thoughts and feelings? Richard paused. Well, I am, he said hesitantly. But now see this, Swami Dayananda instructed. How do you know what you are thinking? Right now, what are you thinking about? Take a moment before you answer. Now tell me, how do you know what you are thinking? Hello, Auntie. Hello, Riley. Because I am aware of my thoughts, Richard replied. Very good. And how do you know your emotions? Because I am aware of my emotions too. So, you are aware of your thoughts and feelings. You are aware. You are a conscious person, aware of everything you experience. You would not experience anything if you were not conscious. Therefore, your thoughts and feelings are known because of your consciousness. Swami Dayananda continued, Is that consciousness separate from you? Is there someone or something else who is aware of your thoughts and feelings? No. You alone are aware of them. You are that consciousness, the consciousness by which your thoughts and emotions are known. You are the consciousness that reveals all your experiences. This is exactly what the sages taught. The nature of Atma is consciousness, independent of your body, mind, thoughts, feelings, and even your personality. All these are objects known to you, to Atma, to the awareful self. This is not a matter of belief. This is a fact to be discovered in the light of your own experience. Turning to Vijay, Swami Dayananda said, This is what Yogi Ramaya led me to discover, the same discovery that he had gained with the help of Ramana Maharshi. And it seems like we're going into a discussion of such a saint, known as Ramana Maharshi, as we continue. But we'll save that reading for later in this live stream. For now, we'll open the floor back up to questions and answers. But I thank you all for joining me in listening to this section. And I thank you to those who sent a gift whilst I read. Allow me to extend my gratitude back to you now.